Morning. Everyone had a good long weekend. LHSW. Morning momentum trader. It was pretty good. I got a lot done writing my book, doing some review, so it was good. So this one is going up. I don't see news on it, but it is one of our top leading gainers. LHSW. I have $5. Picking up momentum here. Holy smokes, it's pulling away there. See what we got. Where's the base out for a pullback? $5.30. $5.25. Hmm. I was hoping for an actual proper pullback there, because it's really extended. Support's all the way down at 5. Base out at 560. First candle make a new high would be 6. I think I'll take a position here. Stop is 560. Looking for the first candle to make a new high there, back up through 6. No, it keeps going lower. Give it a second. Ready to bail. It doesn't start pulling away here. It was a little bit early. If it breaks 550, then I have to get out. I just have to bail completely. But this still could be first candle to make a new high of 580. Doesn't break 6. I'm going to take a bit off. Just scale out. I was too early. False breakout. Yeah, I just have to get out. That was really bad because I bought too early. So I was trying to anticipate first candle make a new high. And I scaled out a little bit, which was okay. The loss wasn't as big, but I could have sold another half as it popped up to 614, and then probably just sold the rest as it came back down because it did a false breakout through 6. So pretty bad execution. I bought too high. I thought it was basing out because it came back up here. So I thought maybe first candle make a new high above 580, 590. Thought it was basing out at 565. Maybe you're right. I thought like this is a Chinese stock up as our leading gainer on the day. So I kind of just said scrap the news. These things have been cranking recently. And it has a very low float. So I thought you know, if I wait too long, then I'm gonna miss the whole thing. Because these things usually just go. I already missed the big pop back here, but I guess it was overextended at this point. Yeah, somebody mentioned to me that I'm not being aggressive enough on some of these. I just need to learn where to be aggressive. I need to jump out quickly if it's not working. My mistake on this trade, I mean, regardless of whatever else, is that I didn't scale the rest out on that false breakout. Scaled out a little bit when I saw it was being choppy. I reduced the loss, but I should have scaled out another half as it broke 6 and stalled. Then I should have scaled out the rest as it came back down. Not waited all the way till 550. I need to get back into a little bit of that breakout or bailout habit that I had before. Letting them run too long. And when I look back in hindsight, this should have been an easy trade. I just was a little bit more patient. Like double bottomed off of 550. Close to the 20 EMA. Just wait for the second candle to close and then buy the dip. That would have been a decent trade. Maybe 560 all the way up to 6. Back here, I honestly should have bought this first candle to make a new high, 430. Well, we're waiting for the next one. You live, you learn. This is why we're in the sim. Back here feels like the backside of the move. MACD's negative. Could be first 5-minute candle above 570, but kind of ruined with that big high volume selling 5-minute candle. This could be a curl and a bull flag. First candle making new high is 572. Take a position. Just 50 shares. Stop is 550. Let it work. Let it start curling. MACD's still negative, so I'm not taking a big position. I'll add if it shows signs of holding up here. I'm just looking for the retest of high of day, 636. It seems like that this is going to curl. I'm not adding until MACD turns positive. But if we can keep a cost base at 575 as it curls back up, then that would be okay. This is still our top leading gainer. Every time it comes down to the 9 EMA, it's getting bought up. Still holding 550 is having a little bit of a battle. 5-minute close in 2 minutes. Stop is still 550. What it does here is break through 587. One minute left till the 5-minute close. So bouncing off of 590 there. So let's see what happens here. Got bought up off 550 there for a second. Seems that it's being held up at 550. Every time it drops down there, it gets pushed back up. All right, I have to get stopped out. Taking too long. Drop below 550. Only 50 shares, but I guess I put too much faith in a no news stock to crawl back up. Now I see a 5-minute ABCD pattern forming above 568, but like, am I just chasing this? I just lost on it twice. MACD still negative. It is bouncing, but I don't know. There isn't really anything else to look at right now. Just below VWAP. HXO, no. Here, everything else is too low on the day, and there's not really any top leading gainers other than HSW. ZNB is moving a little bit. It's only up 35% though, and has no news. It's a 79-cent stock. I'm not really interested in anything else right now. 7:30 right now. I feel like I'm not taking trading in the simulator as seriously as I was when I first started streaming, which isn't a good thing because I'm kind of just jumping in, hoping things work. Compared to how I was trading with real money, I was trading very carefully with real money. Losses were small. The winners were also small, and I was basically break even, slightly unprofitable. When I first started trading in the simulator for 3 months on stream, or it was 2 or 3 months, I was actively watching my metrics and taking it very seriously because it was my back testing for trading with real money. Right now, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm going to be honest. My confidence has slowly been spiraling the longer that I've been trading, and not really knowing. Like things feel very variable. Like it's very difficult to pick one strategy and then stick to that strategy in small caps, and then it be the same every time. So I can't say like when I get in these patterns, these bull flag patterns, like do I get in early? Do I get in? When do I get in? When is the best time? It feels like it's different for every trade. So I'm struggling to identify entries depending on the stock. Like what's the best entry for the stock that I'm trading? Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of starting to feel that. Like the past couple of weeks that I've been trading in the sim again, what have my run days been? Yesterday? No, it wasn't yesterday. It was on Thursday. It's like $100 and something red day in the sim. And then the day before that, or a couple days before that, I was just kind of trading at the open. It just, I don't feel like that sense of I need to be careful. Like I need to protect what I'm doing. So it's not progressing me anymore. I'm just kind of trying things haphazardly. I kind of agree. Maybe I should just go back to the sim, trade just super small size, or not sim, go back to real money, just trade super small size. Like the fact of the matter is that I know the setups that I'm trading work. It's just like you know my confidence has been kind of run under the bus quite a few times that I'm hesitating. Somehow I'm dodging the entries that are really good. I'm dodging the setups that are going to make me money, and then I would probably take that one entry and then be done for the day. or take 1 or 2 entries and be done for the day and not have to trade any of the garbage later. Like for example, right here, if I take first 1 minute candle to make a new high, from this goes up to 430, up to $6, and I don't care about all this nonsense back here with this topping tail 1 minute candle. So I'm dodging the entries that are good because I'm hesitating, and then I'm getting in on the ones that are just overextended. Yeah, I feel like I can identify stock selection is fine for the most part. My setup selection, like I can identify setups. But my entries and like breakout or bailout has been suffering. My stops have been recently, because I've been in the simulator, I've been letting them run way too long. Because I've been testing if increasing my stops would help. But I don't think that's the case. I think it's just my entry points, and then I still need to keep a tight leash on them. I had a thought the other day, Momentum Trader. You said you don't even have a 10-second chart, so you use the 1 minute chart. I mean, I used the 10-second chart for context, but I was thinking that I should probably start using the 1 minute chart a little bit more, because it feels like the best entries are around when a 1 minute candle closes. Like down here, it closed. If I look at this 10-second chart, for example, kind of been noticing this. If the 1 minute candle doesn't have a big, huge topping tail and it kind of closes hovering around a certain level, like in the context of the 10-second chart, this is doing an ABCD pattern, but it didn't have like a huge topping tail. I was actually considering getting in on this because it broke this pivot, this pre-market pivot here, and it was hovering there for first 1 minute candle to make a new high as a setup, for example. So, I mean, theoretically, I could have gotten in on this, stop as 425 or as a $0.25 psychological level there. First candle to make a new high. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. 32. I don't want to trade ELAP. I think I'm going to switch back to real money here, but I'm only going to trade 50 shares. I'm not going to trade anything more than 50 shares right now. 2 bullets rule will still apply. Just give me a second here. I'll switch it to full screen cam, not stream start, for 2 seconds. I gotta back the tape because I could get in trouble. Close positions, open positions, order history, close positions. Will change my stream title. Leave it at small account title. I'll keep it at that. Let's see, is that being cut off in any way? Seems fine. So we're gonna chill out. I have 2 bullets when I trade with real money for right now. That means I have two shots. If I win on both of them, then I can continue trading until I lose one. Those are the rules. If I break those rules, then I go back to the simulator permanently, because then I prove that I can't follow rules. But I've been able to follow rules so far, but I'm only going to trade 50 shares. Which is quarter size for most price ranges. I'll say I'll trade quarter size. I'll trade just 50 shares. Quarter size being like 10 shares for higher price stocks. Anything above $10, it's like 10 shares, 20 shares. Quarter size for, let's say 5 to 7 is just 50 shares. 5 to 8. And then 2, 3, and $4 stocks quarter size is like 100 shares because they move really slow. They usually move in 15, 20 cent ranges. So we'll do it like that. Quarter size. I cannot size up past quarter size for right now. I'm not interested in KIDZ because it's too cheap. We're waiting for something fresh. LHSW has kind of fallen too low now. fallen below the previous high. Chart's kind of ruined a little bit. Missed that opportunity. Clubbed it up. See how the S&P 500 is doing. I haven't looked at it in a little bit. Kind of going sideways today. Bounced off of the low on Thursday. Or not the low, but off of that 20 EMA on the 1 daily. In hindsight, I mean, this would have. Just gotta reset that. In hindsight, this would have worked, but it's just too cheap. Not trading stocks below $1.50, I think. I remember KIDZ. I traded it in the past. Never traded that well either. Always kind of traded choppy in the education sector. got 9 minutes to 8 a.m. I'm going to eat a granola bar while I wait. Well, I'll still be here. I'm just gonna turn my camera off for a little bit. You don't have to watch me eating a granola bar. This isn't a great example because it's a penny and it's a stock that I already know is kind of choppy. But I mean, this bull flag, for example, I mean, it's not that bad, right? It's like increasing volume, selling candle is lower. We have a doji, well, a doji and a spinning top, I guess, but two dojis. First candle make a new high there, but short sellers are like aggressively trying to push this down as it popped up there. I've been noticing that a lot of the bull flags recently have been false breakouts, bull flag setups, because short sellers are like aggressively pushing it down at 120. Sometimes it feels as though certain setups work more frequently than others at certain periods of the market. Like it feels as though 1 minute micro pullbacks and 1 minute 5 minute breakouts and stuff right now are working, but bull flags are just not working as often. They still work, but just not as often. Most of the moves are already done by the time they're forming bull flags. It might pop up and get overextended, and then short sellers are aggressively shorting off of the high of day or off of that first candle to make a new high level. TNZI has news, but it popped up and then just tanked, jackknifed. Just fortunate. Completion of acquisition, just confirming that the acquisition news they had before completed, I guess. In my other example, um, about the setup theory, back a few months ago, when I first started streaming, gap and goes were doing really well. Like if you just bought right at market open, you shouldn't do that, obviously. It's mostly gambling. But for a little while, if you bought a stock that was like one of the top five leading gainers, was gapping up and was holding a certain level, if you bought right at market open, like 90% of the time for a little while, for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, it was like people were just buying into it, right? And then eventually that stopped working, and then that didn't happen anymore. But it seems like the market goes through almost mini themes of what setups are working, what setups are not working. I guess the best way to put it would be it has an increased probability of working or not working during certain periods because people see patterns, right? And if there's a certain pattern that just happened maybe the previous day or for the past couple of days, they see it again, they'll be like, oh, well, this worked last time. Maybe it'll work this time. It's kind of part of what makes the market feel odd sometimes if you don't take into account market sentiment. In the small cap market, at least. I don't know if it's the same in large caps. But this is why it can be good to have multiple different setups under your belt if you can. Sometimes you pick one setup that you're most comfortable with, and it goes through a cycle where that setup just isn't really appearing as often, or it's not working as often. And you're going to end up going through a bit of a bigger drawdown. Be a little bit scary. So this has 8 a.m. news. It's only up 18% and it's a penny. I mean, 71% is good. Theoretically speaking, like if your income increases by 70%, that's all free cash flow. Uh, Assuming that the stock is already calculated at its market value at the time of news, and it should go up theoretically like 70%. My understanding of business. The stock has some news. Elimination of debt. EDTH. It's a bit cheaper. And it's a huge jackknife. It was up like 40%. Now it's down negative. Yeah, that was up 47%, almost 50%. Be nasty. This still has the possibility of curling, but I'll keep it on the side chart since it's our top leading gainer. It's still a Chinese stock with no news. Keep an eye on it. The IDZ is still sort of grinding higher a little bit. You make me feel like I'm missing out. Yeah, I could have bought this first candle, make a new high here, 122s. It was kind of a 5-minute breakout and a bull flag at the same time. 122 up to 132 maybe, it's 10 cents. But if I'm only trading 50 shares, it's not worth it at all for me to trade these penny stocks. Or 100 shares. Well, I guess if I trade quarter size, I'd be trading penny stock. I'd be trading 200 shares. $0.05 stop. This is $10. 10 cents. $20. I never find the good entries on these. Has a topping tail. I suppose this was a MACD crossover. Hmm. That's true. 10,000 cuts knocks the tree down. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's awesome that you've been green every day, though. Yeah, that's that's one of my issues. I've been shooting for the steak dinner instead of the happy meal. Like I'm only 11 months into trading. July marks the 11th month. It's pretty close because I'm pretty sure I opened my account, my first account, like right at the beginning of August last year. So about 11 months. But I've been here every day for 11 months, but I've always been aiming a bit too high. the longer I trade, the more I realize that I really need to cut my expectations back. Do I still have my camera off? I do. I forgot that I was eating a granola bar and I turned that off. Yeah, you got quite a bit of experience. Part of the reason why I've been for a long time trying to overstep in terms of overreaching is for a couple of reasons. First reason is because I want to be self-employed. That's one of the biggest reasons. That's why I'm also writing on the side. I'm doing two things at once. I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket. But someday I want to be able to quit my job and maybe get some income from writing. I'm doing fantasy writing. I've got YouTube going here. I'm streaming every day. I'm not really taking it YouTube super seriously yet. I'm just kind of streaming for the community and having people to talk to and stuff and give me feedback. Just enjoying having people in the stream. But I'm doing writing, I'm doing YouTube, and I'm doing this. But I want to be self-employed. You know, my job kind of stresses me out a little bit. My 9 to 5. I prefer to be doing something on my own terms. That's the first reason. I'm in a little bit of a rush to make that happen, which I shouldn't be, because right now I'm basically working all day every day. Right, 9 to 5 isn't working all day every day, but I sit down to trade from 7 to when I begin work, and then I work until like 5 or 6. And then after I finish working, then I do writing for the rest of the night. Might go to the gym. There's just no free time. Yeah, that too as well. Have people hold me accountable if I fall apart, blow up my account. The other reason is that I am prideful in a certain sense that I feel like I should be able to learn trading fast. Might sound a little bit arrogant. Maybe it is. But I feel like I am a smart person. I can feel like I'm an adaptable person. So I thought at the beginning that trading would be like I understand the whole 1%, 5%, very few traders actually make it to be profitable, and that's why I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket. And I've tempered my expectations, but I have a business degree. I've always done very well in my studies. But this isn't simply something that can be solved with more effort, what I found. There's only so many opportunities in the day. It's not something that you can just sit here and plug away at for 10 hours a day and get it going. It takes a lot of patience and a lot of discipline. It's the opposite of pretty much everything else I've done in my life. So trading is difficult. Difficult in a good way. Even though my confidence has been run under the bus, it does reveal a lot about me. Yeah, it's a good way to hold yourself accountable. When you're trading alone, trading in a vacuum with no one to hold you accountable, then I do understand that you have that sort of feeling in the back of your mind like, oh, it's just another trade. If I lose on it, nobody's going to care. When you're spiraling and it's just you, a computer screen, and an account of money, it can be very dangerous if you don't have some sort of way to hold yourself accountable, whether it be through your broker. I mean, it doesn't have to be a personal accountability. It could be your broker locks after a certain threshold. If you're down a certain dollar amount in the day, then your broker locks and you can't trade anymore. I know some people they call into their broker anyways and they get them to remove the lock if they're really compromised. But I think for most people, if their broker locks them out, they walk away, they come back the next day, they're like, yeah, no, that wasn't good. But yeah, streaming holds you accountable. Posting your trades on Reddit holds you accountable. It's definitely not easy to start businesses from scratch, but starting businesses from scratch is kind of synonymous with trading in a certain way, in that you have to build it one step at a time. It takes a lot of patience and a lot of effort. So that is definitely an advantage. Having built that for yourself, sort of patience. That's kind of what I'm finding with writing as well. Right now, I'm trying to do one chapter a day. If I do one chapter a day, then someday the book's gonna be released. Right, I'm about half done right now. The book that I'm writing in chapter 22. I just started chapter 22, and I have a big, huge world building Bible for my fantasy book. But I've been doing one chapter a day. Another 30 days, the book will be done. First book. It's still going to take a year and a half because I have 5 books in the series that I want to complete. Still might take a year and a half to release the whole series, but one book is a huge step in the right direction. And for trading, the equivalent is one green day. Even if it's just a small green day, just one green day, maybe one green trade, 1 or 2 green trades. Build that book. Doesn't have to be a huge step. Do you like fantasy? It's a it's the best way to put it. It's kind of a progression fantasy, like a coming of age progression fantasy, uh, in like a semi dystopian, not quite dystopian kind of world. It combines fantasy with like it's like modern fantasy. But the premise of the book is like um, if I start with the world building, give an idea. I mean, the world is about like a modern world combined with fantasy elements that it's modern in the sense that there's still rifles, guns, all that type of stuff, but it's not as important because there's people who like everyone's born with a resonance core, they're born with magical capabilities to put it in the simplest sense. People can become very powerful martial artists, and then rifles and stuff aren't as important. But they got liberated by a like five super intelligences that are machines, but they're not bad in a certain sense. They're actually good. They it's a multiverse. They take over other worlds and incorporate them into their society with under their constitutions, and they provide humanity a lot of good things. Free healthcare. Like imagine the U.S. Constitution, except it's run by machines and it can't be corrupted because they follow the Constitution to a T. But there's a lot of nuance there because it follows the themes of how a machine run governance would be. There's a lot of good things, but there's a lot of questionable things, and then the question of human self determination. But the story revolves around coming of age of a girl growing up in this sort of world as it's changing. She grew up. She was born very close to when the liberation happened, when the machines took over, and society is changing around her. And she found fighting when she was young, and the promise of the book is that the machines kind of built the Colosseum to cage humanity and channel their dark nature into a sort of arena because resonance and fighting was a very large part of their culture. Fighting, magic, all that stuff. So it's just kind of dystopian in a certain sense that the machines aren't bad, but culture has changed into an entertainment culture where war and fighting and martial arts and stuff are commodified in in sort of a virtual simulated world that the machines run together with the people. And so she's growing up, learning to fight, learning to go through society and figure out what she wants to be, that type of thing. So it's progression fantasy in a sense that the magical part is deep in how it progresses, and like ranking up in the Colosseum, ranking up in the martial arts scene is deep, and it's coming of age in the sense that the prologue is short, where the story follows her when she's young and when she finds fighting and the Colosseum on TV, sees the people fighting, learns to love it, grows up, enters an academy, and then realizes it's not what she expected it to be. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Like my world building document is how long? Uh, it's a 69,000 word world building document right now. It's only going to get bigger. But I'm on chapter 22, so I'm half done the first book at least. The first book is the smallest one because it's mostly the background. The meat of the books are going to be books 2 to 5. So GEMEX here, 119%, enters letter acquired equity of interest, California based thing. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like this is holding up very well. So this is a recent reverse split, but this is pretty garbagey of a stock. I'm not surprised it's not holding up. I don't really think I missed anything on this because I wouldn't have bought it back here. Right here, the volume is still light. 60,000, 40,000, 60,000 right at this micro pullback, and there wasn't a good micro pullback opportunity here. Kind of just went straight up within the first 1 minute candle. I probably wouldn't have bought here. Too risky. I don't think I missed anything on this one. Didn't hold up. The news as well doesn't seem that interesting to me. It's just a letter of intent. Doesn't mean it's happening. So it explains why the stock didn't hold up. But yeah, I got distracted by GMEX, but I'm uh I'm just plugging away on both fronts here. On all three fronts. Just taking it one day at a time. One chapter a day, one stream a day. I guess just one couple trades a day. I'll get somewhere eventually. I have to throw the gym back into the mix again too at some point. I've been kind of slacking on the gym part. Feels like I've been lacking time. Yeah, it's kind of the way it's been the past week. It almost feels like stocks are popping up. They're just not holding up, or they're just going sideways. KIGZ was the stock that's been holding up, was holding up for most of the day. Popped up at 7:30, kept going up for almost an hour. Yeah, yeah, these are all just dead. LHSW tried to crawl back up. Big jackknife. I probably won't be on too much longer. I do have to get to work early today. Probably just until 9. Then I'm going to go. Maybe we get some news at 8:45. Maybe we get some at 9. But it doesn't seem very promising right now, that's for sure. EJDX is popping up here, but it doesn't have any news that I can see. I'm kind of in a big window here in this sell off above 150. If I can get above 150, then I would be in that window. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I like chatting too. So this stock um, has a high around 234. But it also has a daily level at 240. 241 maybe. Not really sure if this is a stock that's going to pull away. If we can get above 260, then it would potentially be able to, but 62, then it would be in a bit of a window all the way up to 450. Right now, this kind of just looks like algo trading still. Not really sure if this is going to pull away. It's got a 36 million share float too. I think this is going to move too slowly to give us anything interesting. IPW has news. Only up 20%. 20 million or 2 million growth capital. $2 million is like nothing. This is only up 20%. I don't know if this is the right stock to trade either. Topping tail, drop below VWAP. It's only up 21%. The news doesn't really seem that exciting. Yeah, probably best to leave it alone. This is just almost done a full round trip. Is attempting to curl again. LHSW. Whew. Yeah, best opportunity today was LHSW. You got some good scalps on KIDZ. Maybe I could have gotten a couple too if I were more confident in trading pennies, but I guess LHSW and KIDZ were the only two today, really. Everything else wasn't that interesting. LUCY? Oh yeah, I guess so, huh? Went up from $1 all the way up to $1.40 for the break of $1. Kind of a 5 minute pullback. Hmm. Didn't even recognize this one. Oh, you took the bull flag? This was kind of an ABCD. Well, maybe more of a bull flag. So you bought that double bottom for close to support. Okay. My dog is upside down in his bed. He's funny. This bev curling, alcoholic beverages. This didn't pop up on my scanners until 25 cents. I don't even have, I don't think I let stocks below 25 cents even pop up on my scanners. Oh, 2 minutes to 9 a.m. Last chance for news before I get off. I mean, this is trying to curl again. A break above 540 would be a 5-minute breakout, but I don't think this is a stock that I'm going to be able to trust after this jackknife back here. It's a pretty big jackknife. Ross. Well, I actually haven't had Ross's stream open. Let me open it up. I didn't even open up. I haven't been opening up Day Trade Dash. Honestly, his I've been feeling like his streams have been making me feel FOMO when I compare myself to him. I've just been keeping them closed. Let's see. Close that here. Ross is actually red today. Just a very small red on GMEX, looks like. He bought 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. He bought around 80. I'm watching for 9 a.m. news at the same time here, but it doesn't look like anything's popping up. Look at GMEX for a second. Where did it go? It's not even on the scanners anymore. There it is. Down there. Yeah, I think he bought for a curl back up through VWAP, I'm guessing. But it didn't end up working. Either that or he bought for the break. He probably bought for the break back through VWAP. I can't see the exact times he traded. I'm guessing he bought for this curl 680. But it seems like just failed. Going on with that light chest dip you. Just curling. He doesn't have any trades in his small account either. Okay, this thing just smashed through. It's a big topping tail. Low, that was 670. I feel the same way. Yeah, well, he's not red anymore. So that didn't last very long. The low of this candle was 673. I don't know if I can justify getting it up here after this kind of tweezer top. Yeah, I'm seeing people. I'm seeing a lot of selling up against 7. Is this going to smash through, or is this just going to reject like most of the other bull flags have done? I'm not sure. We've got that tweezer top, and this is a stock that has jackknifed on us earlier in the day. A little bit of an ABCD pattern forming. We'll take a position looking for 750 breakout or bailout. Jesus, man. Yeah. I thought ABCD pattern, break of 7. We're going to push back up to high of day. But it false breakout. I think I was only trading 50 shares. That's frustrating. That's 32. I mean, that's a 40-cent loss, but it's only 50 shares. I mean, the share quarters, this is small size, 19 bucks, but it's just annoying. So specifically, I entered 706. I entered right there. Looking for the squeeze back up. Because this was an ABCD off of this 673 level. Right, 1, 2, 3, and then first candle to make a new high for the breakthrough 7. I didn't take the bull flag because of the tweezer top, but as it kind of held there, I was like, well, maybe because it held and where support was creeping up. I don't think Ross took that trade though. It could have. I must have been missing something. Maybe just because of this tweeter top, I should have not taken it at all. So a 5-minute bull flag is forming right now. I just don't know if I can trust it anymore. High is 674. It's decreasing selling volume in the 5-minute. I was looking at the 1-minute. I was looking at the ABCD pattern here. So it bounced off of 673 there. And I thought ABCD first 1-minute candle to make a new high for the breakthrough 7. I bought 706, expecting the retest of 730 or 750 or even high of day. The high of this candle was 697. I mean, I bought 10 cents higher than first candle to make a new high, I guess, but it was moving very quickly. So, I mean, this is first 5-minute candle to make a new high, but MACD's negative. I don't know if this was a bad trade. I mean, the logic to me made sense at 7. The previous warning indicator was the tweezer top. But funny enough, I didn't get in this for the breakthrough high of day because it squeezed up quickly. And, there was this previous rejection back here, so I wouldn't have trusted getting in it anywhere up here. I didn't get in for the bull flag because I was wary of the tweezer top being close by, but as it held, I was like, okay, well, we're holding. MACD's still positive. We got lighter volume selling. The second red candle was lighter selling volume than the first one. So decreasing selling volume's drying up. I thought first candle to break through 7, but it's just rejected. This is coming back up now to 7. MACD's curling. So maybe for the break of 7, 703 or 725, you might have short sellers capitulating, maybe. 7 minutes to the opening bell. No, I think Ross. Yeah, I think Ross did actually take that trade above 7 here. So I think Ross took the same trade as me. It just didn't work. So I mean, I'm glad that I didn't. I saw something there. It just didn't work out. He just looking from his last exits though, he definitely scaled out a lot faster than me. He bought at 7 all the way up to 7.15 there, and he scaled out almost immediately when it didn't break, when it stalled out. Sold 7.13, 7.07, and he sold the rest at like 6.80, 6.90. I need to be faster in my breakout or bailout, I think, for that trade. I think the trade idea was right. I think I just needed to get out faster. But it didn't work. Sometimes when I trade smaller share size, I have this thing in the back of my mind that I'm like, I can let it run a little bit longer. It's only a small dollar amount, but that's no. I'd be treating every trade like it's the same. So I think that's going to be it for me though. Red day today, small red day. I mean, it's a bigger red day if you combine it with the trades that I made in the simulator, but I think I'm just going to continue trading with just quarter share size and real money for a while. The one trade that I took here was, I don't know, I think it was okay. Could have been better. Could have scaled out a lot faster. I'm pretty sure I said out loud as I jumped into the trade, breakout or bailout, but I hesitated. As soon as it stalled out at 7.19 and then pulled back, should have been my cue to skedaddle. Then I could have gotten out maybe break even or just a very, very small loss. I'll have to look at my VOD, see what I did. Because the best trades work right away, especially in this $6 range where they have huge ranges. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for me. I'll be back at it tomorrow. Thanks for chatting with me today, Momentum Trader. Yeah, have a good day. Take care, stay green. See you guys next time.